Hi, this is Eric Durack from Med Health Fit, and welcome to the Corporate Wellness Series. For our first episode right now, I'd like to introduce Tara Egger. She's a Santa Barbara local yoga instructor, and she's going to talk to me and she's going to talk to the audience about a form of practice of health that's been around for thousands of years. And Tara, after 30 years in the health business, I started taking yoga classes with you just this fall. And I find it a very interesting experience. So for someone who's at the office or someone who's at home or someone who wants to sort of begin an exercise program, what are some of the steps that they might want to go through in terms of sort of incorporating yoga into their daily routine?
Well, it all starts with the breath. Yoga comes down to the breath. That's the foundation of your yoga practice. So you can start with something as simple as being in a comfortable seated position with a tall, long spine.
Okay.
Moving your breath.
So like in class, you would say to take a deep breath in, but you don't count it. You just take a deep breath in through the nose.
Deep inhales through the nose, deep exhales out the nose.
Okay.
You can count the breath if that helps you focus better on the breath. You can focus on an image in your mind. Whatever works for you to keep the focus in your body on your breath.
Okay. And how long would someone do that? A few minutes a day?
Absolutely. You
Okay.
can see benefits after a couple minutes a day, anywhere to, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you have time for.
Okay. The second issue, and I'm going to deal in two parts. The first part is people who are at the office and they're in front of a computer all day. The second thing that I noticed about yoga is the postural aspect. And of course, you're sitting very straight and I'm kind of leaning forward. So tell us a little bit about the postural aspect.
Well, yoga works with the alignment of your body. So,
Tip of the head maybe down to the pelvis or what?
yeah, well, the lengthening and just the lengthening and the extension of your spine.
Okay. Is it like a decompression? I mean, when we do class, mostly I'm on the floor, and that's the second part of this is we'll do a couple exercises on the floor. So you can decompress, that's why you go to sleep at night. But when you're doing a standing postural, do you think about lengthening?
Absolutely. You think about your feet being grounded down into the floor. On the deep inhales, you straighten, lengthen up out of the waist as if the crown of your head's going to touch the ceiling.
Okay, that's a good way to think about it. Okay, so we talked about breath, we talked about postural enhancement, and the next thing is range of motion. One of the things that I've noticed, and one of the reasons why I took your class, is because when I was in my 20s, I could do the splits. I'm not that flexible. I'm getting there, but I have some hip problems and things that occur with people my age. But anyway, the next aspect of yoga that I see is that you really work on range of motion. So tell us a little bit about why that's important.
Absolutely. You're just bringing your body's natural range of motion back into play. And as you spoke of earlier, for individuals who work in an office who are constantly in a forward bend at the computer, the yoga is going to help to bring the shoulders back.
Well, one more thing that I want to talk about, and I understand that, and I think the audience will understand that too. But the last part is, and my full-time job, I work with people who are out in the field. People who are custodians, people who do construction, people who are carpenters and painters. So people who are not sitting at a desk, but they're rolling all day, or they're hammering all day, or they're lifting and moving all day. Tell us a little bit about yoga for what we'll call our union workers, our blue-collar folks.
Yes, with a lot of those types of jobs, and I also know because I was in the service industry for a long time, you're working one side of the body.
Right.
You're using the muscle, you're building the muscle strength on one side of the body, and this can cause imbalances throughout the body. So the yoga, you're working the right side of the body, the left side of the body equally the same. So you're helping to reinstate, if you will, the natural equality of the right and left side of the body.
Okay, excellent. Well, the next part of what we're going to do is we're actually going to be sitting on the floor or standing up and doing some actual poses. So let's go into our next segment here and we'll show you some exercises. So we're here with our corporate exercise series, and we're here with Tara Egger, and she's going to demonstrate a few basic yoga moves for both the office and out in the field. So Tara, what's our first move?
Our first move is going to be a half moon pose. So
Okay.
To start, you're going to bring your toes and heels together. If there's any discomfort in the feet, you can separate the heels just a little bit. Your toes spread nice and wide.
At my age.
There you go. All right,
All
so
right.
a deep inhale, arms up over your head sideways. Moving with the breath, you will interlock your fingers, release the index fingers, cross your thumbs. One day the biceps will be touching with your ears, but if you need to, you can bring the arms forward a little bit, just getting into the shoulders.
So if I don't have a lot of flexibility, I can start here.
Exactly.
And
you're
work my way
continuously working your hands, palms together. They may not touch, they may never touch, but you're working them in that direction again, breaking into the shoulders.
back. Okay.
So a deep inhale, fill up your lungs, stretch up out of the waist like you'll touch the ceiling, and then slowly bend your body to the right. In an absolutely straight line. Good. And you'll continuously push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility. Draw your belly in nice and tight. You have great alignment here in that your left hip is forward, right shoulder is forward, opening up chest and rib cage. We'll move one more breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come down and change. Inhale, come up. Stop in the middle. You'll reset the body. Deep inhale, stretch up out of the waist. Slowly bend your body to the left. Chin lifted away from the chest. Relax the shoulders. Keep working your hands, palms together. Push your hips more to the right. Stretch to the left. Inhale, breathing, lengthen. Exhale, come down. Change. Inhale, come up.
Wow, that was the tighter side.
Then you'll go into your first backward bend. So a deep inhale to fill up the lungs. Moving gentle, go slow, very gently drop your head back. And it's as if you're going to look for the wall behind you and you're bringing your fingertips back as if you're going to touch the wall behind you. This looks really good. Keep shifting the body weight back into the heels. Drop your tailbone down towards the floor. Only go as far as you can move your breath. Change. Inhale, come up. You're going to go into a forward bend. You can separate your feet a little bit, about hip width distance.
Okay.
And then just fold forward. Grab your elbows, let your head hang heavy towards the floor. You want to keep your lower belly engaged, so you're drawing the navel in towards the spine, and let your head hang heavy. The crown of your head draws down to the floor. And then you can move in a way that feels good. Maybe you're just right and left, swinging the shoulders, maintaining your breath. And when you've had your fill, draw the belly in nice tight, and then bring yourself back up to standing.
That's a good stretch. All right, now we wanted to do one for the floor.
One
correct?
on the floor, absolutely.
All right, we get to do it together.
All right. So you're going to come down on your knees. The tops of the feet will be flat on the floor.
Okay.
If you have tight ankles, this may not happen today, but the pressure of your upper body sitting down on the lower body will gradually help your ankles open over
Okay.
time.
They feel pretty good.
All right, so a deep inhale to stretch up. Again, you're going to place your hands, palms together, cross your thumbs. Inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling. And on an exhale, you're going to slowly lower your upper body down, trying to keep the hips with the heels, but they may come up. And you'll come all the way down until the forehead touches the floor. Good. And continuously stretch forward through your fingertips, chin slightly away from the chest. On the inhale, send the energy forward. On your exhale, allow the hips to sink back down towards your heels, just holding it here, usually for a good 3-4 rounded breaths. And when you've had your fill, squeeze your inner thighs together, suck the stomach in, come up arms together with your ears, stretch up out of the waist at the top. Exhale, arms down by your side.
Wow. That pretty much stretches everything through the hips. And as you know, my hips are pretty tight. I'm working on it. I'm trying to stretch them all the time. So do you recommend any specific company or anything, or just looking online on YouTube or something for some beginning yoga programs?
Absolutely. Especially today, there are so many online YouTube videos. You can always just Google beginner yoga videos.
Mm-hmm.
Find something that works for your body.
Okay. And what do you, for beginners, 3 to 5 minutes a day, a couple times a day, and then move up to a class?
Absolutely. You know, if you don't have time for a class, something is better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They have beginner yoga all over the place. Usually you can jump right into a class right where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Modifications for every body.
Well, it's all about the breath, and breath is so important for everything. I appreciate your time for Med Health Fit and our Corporate Health Series. Thank you, Tara Egger, and this is Eric Durack. Namaste.
Namaste.